All right, let's jump right in. Most of us hear the word accounting, and we think, taxes. A chore, right? Something you have to do. But what if I told you it's actually the most critical tool in your entire business toolkit? Seriously, we need to stop thinking of it as a dusty old ledger and start seeing it for what it is, the command center, the central dashboard for your whole operation.
So picture this. Imagine you're a pilot, but your cockpit has no instruments, no compass, no altimeter, nothing. That's exactly what it's like running a business without a proper accounting system. You're just flying blind. You're making big decisions based on gut feelings, hoping you're headed in the right direction, but you have zero real data to back you up. Talk about stressful, and it's way more common than you'd think.
So I've got to ask you point blank, is your business flying blind? Are you really in the pilot seat, or are you just reacting to the turbulence as it hits? It's a tough question, but it's one every single business owner needs to answer honestly.
And that feeling of flying blind, it shows up in some very real, very painful ways. You know what I'm talking about. That frantic search for lost receipts come tax time, getting slammed with a surprise tax bill you never saw coming, and at the end of the day, you're left with zero real financial clarity. You just don't actually know how well you're doing.
Okay, but this is where things start to look up. This is where your accounting system becomes the hero of the story. You know, they call accounting the language of business, and it's for a really good reason. It's the tool that takes all that messy financial noise and chaos and translates it into something you can actually use: clear, actionable intelligence.
So what even is an accounting system? Let's break it down. Super simple, right? It's just a set of methods and tools you use to keep track of your money. It doesn't matter if it's super fancy software or even a well-organized spreadsheet, it's the whole process of tracking, recording, and summarizing all your financial transactions so you can report on them. Think of it like the engine that powers your entire financial understanding.
And here's what's so great. It demystifies the whole thing. At its core, any good system really just does three simple things. First, it records every single transaction. Second, it classifies and summarizes all that data into useful categories. And third, it spits out reports that tell you the story of your business's financial health. That's it. Record, classify, report.
And let me tell you, once you have that system humming along, everything changes. It's like night and day. You go from a world of pure guesswork and just putting out fires to a world of proactive, strategic growth. This is where the magic really happens. This power really comes down to three main things. First, you get the hard data you need to make genuinely informed decisions and build a real strategy. Second, you make sure you're buttoned up on all your legal and tax requirements. No more surprises. And third, it gives you the transparency you absolutely need if you ever want to get funding from a bank or an investor.
Yeah, let's zoom in on that third one for a second, because it's huge. If you ever need to raise money, whether it's a loan or an investment, you have to prove your business is a good bet. And what's the proof? Accurate professional financial statements. A solid accounting system is what produces those statements, and it's what builds the trust you need to get that capital.
And this is where it gets really practical, day to day. A modern system gives you real-time insight. You can see your cash flow at a glance. What does that mean? It means you can spot a potential cash crunch 3 weeks from now and adjust your spending today before it becomes a crisis. You're not surprised when you can't make payroll. You saw it coming and you fixed it.
And this slide just says it all, doesn't it? The difference is massive. The old-school manual way is so time-consuming, it's riddled with human error, and by the time you get a report, the data is already old. But a modern automated system, it's fast, it's incredibly accurate, and it gives you that real-time data we were just talking about. For any business owner, making that switch is an absolute game changer.
Now let's be real for a second. It's not always a perfectly easy, straightforward journey. Setting up a new system isn't without its challenges, and it's really important to know what you might be up against. You know, the real-world constraints.
Yeah, these hurdles usually fall into a few key buckets. You've got the upfront costs of software and setup. You've got the dependency and risk, things like cybersecurity threats. Sometimes a system just might not be a perfect technical fit for your unique business. And then there's the human factor. Your staff might resist the change. All of these are totally manageable, but you have to plan for them.
And that brings me to the single most important point of this entire discussion. No matter what system you pick, you have to remember the golden rule of data. Garbage in, garbage out. I mean, think about it. The fanciest, most expensive software in the world is completely useless if the information you're putting into it is wrong. The accuracy of your reports, the insights you get, your entire financial picture, it all comes down to the quality of the data you put in on day one. Your system is a powerful tool, for sure, but it's not a magician. It can't turn bad data into good decisions.
So, let's bring this all home. When you get past those hurdles and you really commit to putting quality data into the system, you transform it. It stops being a simple record keeper and becomes something way more powerful, your financial cockpit. It's the place where you take the controls and steer your business's destiny.
At the end of the day, this is what you need to remember. Your accounting system isn't just for your accountant. It's your control panel. It's what lets you navigate growth with confidence, it makes sure you're compliant, and it empowers you to make those sharp, strategic decisions that separate the businesses that succeed from the ones that don't.
So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Every single day, through every sale and every expense, your business is writing a financial story. It's telling you what's working and what isn't. The real question is, are you actually equipped to read that story, to understand what it's telling you, and to use it to write the next chapter?